Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. I was just saying to our next guest, it's hard to believe, but it was now 20 years ago when a lot of us heard the name Vivian Green when it came to the single Emotional Roller Coaster. And ever since then, she's been able to provide great music for us, as well as some great performances as well. She's wrapping up 2022 with another great single called Spread the Love. We're going to talk to her about that, but also about the year she's been able to have, being able to be out there meeting her fans, as well as, of course, sharing the music as well. Vivian, thank you so much again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Well, look, the pleasure is definitely all mine. I'm here based in Mississippi on the radio, and I tell you, you have a lot of fans here in the South, as you know. But, you know, when I say it's been 20 years, when we were first introduced to you, how does that feel to be able to kind of reflect on these 2 decades and what you've been able to do?
It's weird, honestly. It's like, where does the time go, because it doesn't feel like that number. You
right.
Think about the numbers. I don't feel that it's been that long. So it's really weird. But I think if anything, I'm proud of myself that I've had staying power and that I've never had to do anything else in the 20 years. So I'm really grateful for that because, the music business is a very interesting place.
Right. Right.
And, you have hills and valleys, and I think everyone does it at any level. You have that in this industry. So I'm just so grateful that I've always been able to put out music. I've always been able to have my music distributed, and I've always had people who wanted to support me in doing that. And I've had some really faithful fans over the years. So I'm just really grateful for it. Honestly.
Yeah, and Vivian, the thing about your fan base, and I thought about this when I was prepping for this, it goes wide and deep, right? Because you have audiences of different generations that love your music. Us guys love it, of course. The women love it too. Could you have imagined, though, when you first began, that you would be able to have that type of connection, pretty much, with all aspects of life and listeners?
I think any artist would like to or aspire to have. Connections with people based on, especially if you're a singer-songwriter, because the point is to touch people, and to hope that they feel what you feel or can relate to it. So, that's just another thing, like you said, to be grateful for. And, I've never wanted to be put into a box. I've definitely fought against it, since my second album. I'm like, no, stop telling me what I am. I can sing anything. I can make any kind of song. Like, don't do that. I hate how they do that to Black artists. It's like we are so versatile, and we can do, an array of different things. And, doing that I don't think that's good for anybody, especially like a singer-songwriter who's really creative. So I'm proud of myself for, standing up for what I want to do and not just accepting labels that people tried to give me over the years. So I'm really proud of that too. And I think that makes, an audience broader as well. So.
Yeah. I have to admit, I love prepping for segments like this, Vivian. I am not a stalker. I want to be very clear about that. So I'm not stalking you
sorry. I don't think
or anything. However, in February of 2021, what you just said, there's a post that you posted on Instagram, and it reminds me, when you just made the statement you did, it reminds me of that. The meme you posted back in February 2021 was "Be yourself. People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care." And I want to read what you said with the caption of that, and kind of talk to you about how you got.
I don't even remember.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the thing, because it just ties in, though, in what you just said, though, about, never feeling like fitting in the box. You said, honestly, I've never fit in and have always walked to the beat of my own drum. In this world of following and followers, it is so important to preserve who you are and never lose yourself in the chaos. Be yourself. I just wanted to ask you, where did that come from? Because a lot of people aren't there, right, where they can be themselves and be okay with that. How did you get to a place where you could be okay with just you?
Oh, wow. I wrote that. I was like, oh, that sounds really entertaining. That's definitely something I would say. So, yes, I did. Wow. For me, it was very early on. Like, well, you know what? Let me go back, like way back before I became an artist as far as being me, like outside of music. I can go all the way back to like fourth grade, right? There was like a little clique of girls, you know, and there was this incident with me and one of these girls, and like she wanted to, like, I don't know, cheat on my test or something, like cheat with me, you know, because she didn't study.
Yeah.
And while, we were close, and I remember the teacher, like, walking around, like, the classroom, and I'm like, okay, she's going to see you, and we're both going to get in trouble, so, like, you have to stop. I know this is so crazy, but I'm going somewhere. Wait for it.
Yeah.
And so when I told her that she had to stop, all of the other girls in this little group, it was probably a popular group of girls, I'll admit that, they all stopped talking to me. Like, for the rest of the whole entire school year. Like, they just act like I didn't exist. And the thing about me is I could hang with the nerds because I was a super nerd. And I could also hang with the cool girls, you know. And when that happened, I just feel like it just showed that those friendships weren't the authentic ones anyway. So I didn't really care about them. And then I was just kind of just hanging with whoever I wanted to be with. I didn't have to be in a specific clique ever. You know, I just have to be mine, taking me all the way to now.
Right.
Because I do not try to fit in with any clique of popular people or people because that's what everybody else thinks is cool. Like, I just don't do that. Like, if we mesh together, then great. If we don't, then we can keep it moving and it's all good. And I've been that way since then. So, that said, carry that into my career as well. I didn't want to be boxed in. And I think with me, like, because of the explosion that Philadelphia had in the early 2000s, it was just this association of everyone else that was a part of that explosion. Like, we didn't have individuality separate from each other. And I'm like, hey, like, gotcha. No, stop saying that I'm the same as this person or that person, this person. I'm not. I'm my own. Listen to my music. Actually, doesn't sound like, and no one's does. Everybody's music sounds different. Give people a chance to be individuals. Stop trying to clump everybody together. And don't tell me what I can look like, what I can wear, or how I can wear my hair, or any of that, And I definitely lost a lot of fans for it because, like, the image on my first album cover, totally different from the image on my second album cover. The second one, which I love so much better because the first album cover, I was 22, my head's down, it's all dark, and, maybe the picture is artsy, but it's like that doesn't reflect a 22-year-old girl. So I wanted to change that and say, hey, I'm young. Like, let people see my face. Like, why are we doing this moody stuff? That's not even, my personality isn't even like that.
Right.
Moody and gloomy and dark. I didn't like it. So I wanted to be more instrumental and or be more involved in that process the second time around. Because, see, when you're signed to a major label, you just want to listen to what everybody is saying because you feel like they know better than you do. And I think they all have good intentions. I don't think anyone does it mean well, but it also doesn't mean that what they're suggesting actually fits who you are. So the second album, which a lot of people do, I think a lot of people get their voice on the second album, like, okay, we did that last time. I don't want to do that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that lighting. Let's get another photographer who's going to shoot me favorably, and so forth and so on. And with the music also, I was like, yeah, some of this music definitely wasn't me. I want to do music that's more so the direction that I want to go on this album. And like I said, I lost a lot of fans for it. But just like I lost those girlfriends in fourth grade, it's like, hey, you going to stay with me or you're not? Like, I'm not going to die if you don't. I'll make it and I'll survive either way. So that's kind of what happened between the first and second albums. And you know what? And now I'm working on my 8th album. So, and I'm still here.
Right. And I appreciate you sharing that, Vivian. And like I said, the only reason why I wanted to bring that post up is because you've been I noticed this in following you over the years, that you have not been afraid to speak out about things that you believe in like that, because that message was really for your fans. Be yourself. You talked about mental health, the importance of that. So that's why I wanted to bring that up, because it's very obvious that's just who you are. So, but love has always been at the core of it for you, whether it was last year with Love Absolute or now, as I mentioned in the beginning, Spread the Love. Talk to us about that, because you have been able to kind of connect us. We've been through a lot this year. So what has it been like for you to kind of see the response to a song like Spread the Love?
Well, the Spread the Love project was, it was a project that I worked on for this BET film called Holiday Hideaway, and I was doing the music to the film, and I definitely did not intend for it to turn into an EP, but when we realized that we had a nice little handful of original songs, my distributor was like, well, you should just put it out as an EP. Like, why not? Like, there's no reason why you can't do that. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking of, doing the job that I was doing, for the film. So it just so happened to turn, and it was very last minute, too. Like, it just so happened to turn into that. I think it was, October. If we can make this deadline, then we can get it out, the day after Thanksgiving, if we make this October deadline. So it was really, really last minute. I didn't intend on doing it. That's why we didn't even have time to do a photo shoot for it. And we got an amazing artist to do the artwork. But the song I wanted to reflect. So I grew up Judeo-Christian, right? And we kept all of the Old Testament holidays. And then when I became a teenager, I kind of just started exploring. Like, my mom was she was pretty liberal, so she was okay with me trying to find my own spirituality or my own religion. And I was kind of bouncing around, just trying to figure out what I believed. And ultimately, I just think I have an appreciation for a lot of different things, and I wanted to make a lead track song. So that song, Spread the Love, opens the film. So I wanted to make a song that did not really alienate anybody. That's why I say Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. So that comes directly from my experience as a person, because, I've had a different upbringing for the, average African-American person. So that's what that song is, really me putting all that in there. It's just a reflection of, my upbringing and my spiritual journey, and not knocking anyone's beliefs. So, and we don't really have too many songs like that.
No, you're right. You're right. And when I first heard it, I thought, you know what, this is a song that people can enjoy year round.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just like what you can celebrate, the season with someone that may be celebrating something different, but you can still, come to a dinner, give a hug, do some charity. It doesn't matter what it is that you're celebrating necessarily. I think just the season itself is a positive, love-filled time, and we're about to end the year and go into a new year. So, I think it's something that a lot of people can relate to, no matter what it is that you're celebrating.
Exactly. So true. Again, Spread the Love is available now, the EP. We got it through our friends at Amazon, but you all can get it through your favorite online retailer. Vivian, this has been a lot of fun speaking with you. As you said, new music is coming. We're looking forward to that. How can our audience stay connected with you?
Everyone can follow me on social media at I Am Vivian Green, and that's all of the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not on TikTok or whatever the other ones are. Twitch or whatever. I'm not on those. But Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, social media is difficult for me. I try. That's what I can say.
Right. Hey, look, well, Vivian, you're a little busy, so we totally understand that. We would much rather you give us music, so we totally understand. About the social media part. Again, this has been such an honor. Thank you again for stopping by, and it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Then let's go make today amazing. Take care.